Greetings, my name is Dolphy, I own the farm. We bought this farm in '93. We had it for a short time when we realised that it was drought prone, and as the years went by I started to wonder if there wasn't a better way to farm this property. We started the first year with 48,000 kgs of production, and as time went by I looked more closely at what was being done by others, including feed pads, but these didn't interest me because there seemed to be a lot of work involved in keeping them clean. It was suggested that we look at irrigation, but I didn't like that because at the time we had contract milkers on, and I felt contract milkers didn't have the same interest in farm equipment as a half-share milker, so I decided to go half-share milk. Then we had a couple of share milkers before Mike, and then when Mike came on things started to hum. Then I took an interest in a new project, the herd homes, and decided that it was what I was looking for. The conditions were good for the cattle in wet and cold weather. The feed system was better, and the cows weren't tramping over the silage when they were like they would when they went into the paddock, because they were fed in the barn and in dry conditions. Mike started to take over with a bigger interest in the farm, and production has steadily increased from where it is today.
Hi, my name's Mike. I'm Dolphy's share milker. We moved down here from the Waikato in 2005 and been with Dolphy for 7 seasons. We've got on board with the herd homes and just try to do the basics right. Basically, we want to produce milk cheaply, and I've got 3 things that I work on. That's grass, cows and shelter, and that's the heart of my business. We're just trying to go from there. My cows are essentially everything. I milk them most of the time myself, and because of that I have a good handle on them and their condition. You grow the grass and you should feed good cows. If a cow is not performing for any reason, I'll look into it. If she's not producing well, she's gone, no matter what time of the season it is. Stocking rate doesn't vary much, from around 2.4 to 2.5, and the pasture harvested is about 8.7 kilograms of dry matter per hectare, but a lot of this has got to do with the herd homes. Because of the herd homes, the cows are very well looked after by keeping them cool in the summer and warm in the winter. There is absolutely no feed wastage, and being quite a dry farm, there is no pugging in the spring and winter. It can be a bugger in the summer, but poking heaps of palm kernel and silage into them, we find that just by having them in the herd homes, they can eat another 6 to 8 kilograms of dry matter, and this just keeps them producing. Our business is profitable because we do the basics well and just keep things simple. I think the key to our high production per cow is because our cows don't waste any energy. If you look around, things are very simple. The cow shed is in a good position, and as soon as they leave the shed they take 50 giant steps and they have a choice of 8 paddocks.
It wasn't always the way, but these days a farmer can buy a pretty flash tractor with a heater to keep them warm, go out into the paddock with the silage wagon to feed the cows, and when done he can go home to a nice warm house and have himself a nice hot cup of coffee, and at the same time expect the cows to come to the shed with a full udder of milk. As I see it, if you look at nature historically, years ago these animals would have taken to the forest for cover in bad weather. We largely take the option away from them with the modern farming practices. Would I change my system if the price of production and payout fell? No, I don't think so, because what I've learned over the years is that you've got to keep looking ahead and manage your way through until better times arrive again.
Yeah, I agree, Dolphy. You just can't overreact to market fluctuations. And why change something that's working, particularly in our case where the system is working so well? And I guess the sensible thing is just to try and keep your costs that little bit lower if the payout does fall. The effluent from the herd homes is sucked out into weigh trucks and spread over the paddocks that we have set aside for summer crops, and then what is left is taken out with a muck spreader and put on those paddocks as well, and some others. That's done once a year. At least 20 to 30% of the farm is used to spread effluent, and those areas vary every year. Our nitrogen leaching is about 25, which is roughly 40% below the average, and I think this is due to the herd homes and wintering off.
We've purchased an additional 23 hectares that have been added to the back of the farm. Along the back of the farm we have a stream, and we've retired 3 hectares of that, which is swampland and now gets used for recreation. There's the odd duck and fish to be had there, which is good for local community. I'm very impressed with the system we now have running. It's created more interest in the farm for me too. This project has produced some interesting figures on the farm that we didn't have, and they've turned out to be very reassuring. I'm looking forward to the next 2 years of the research. I think others would benefit on this project as well.
Yeah, likewise, Dolphy. When we were approached to join the group, I was initially hesitant, but as we go on into the program, I'm finding it more and more interesting. Ultimately, it will be really good to know how we compare with other farms in the area partaking in this project, notwithstanding the varying issues on each farm and different farming systems. We're really enjoying being part of the project, and it's giving us confidence to carry on with the things we're doing, because it's confirming to us that our approach is working.